big win last week. I know we talked about it. You guys got behind early, but you guys stayed resilient, made the adjustments at the half, came back, got the 17 points you needed, but got the blocked field goal at the end of the game to seal that victory and come out, get the win, now 3-0 in the league, and kind of where you need to be right now.
Yeah, you and I hadn't had a chance to talk after, go back and watching the tape. Hard fought game, very physical game. Give their kids credit. They really played hard on defense. They fought really hard. All right, and then unforced mistakes early. Forced on offensively to give them the 2 pick sixes. I know Keon would be the first one to tell you he's. The first one was a good play by them. It was unfortunate, trying to throw a free release to the back, and the safety kind of popped up. And then the next one, I put him in not a great situation. They're coming out, and they bring the pressure, and he just got to throw that one away and protect the ball and move on to the next play. But we didn't, and they make the 2 plays. It's 16-0 at halftime, and we've been down 17-0, but we had 3 quarters to come back. Now we got 2. So. Very much credit to our defense, our defensive staff. I've told the players yesterday that was very, satisfying win for multiple reasons. But one about if you watch the tape, you'll see every ball, every time the ball was handed off or thrown to an offensive player. All right, and a play was made, especially when he got to our sideline. You'll see our defensive players in defense of our offensive players, in support of them, and to be there to pick them up off the ground, to motivate and cheer them on. And that's impressive. Those guys could have got frustrated that, hey, offensively, come on, we've only given up 1 field goal, and you've already given up, 14 points yourself. But they didn't do that, and that's kind of the strength of this football team. They fight and figure out a way, and we've done it multiple ways. So, a lot of individual great things, on defense. Yabi was very, very proud for him to see the impact that he had on the game, not only the 4 tackles for loss, just being so disruptive, the block field goal to get a piece of it there at the end. Devin Sims having his normal 10, 11 tackles. Good to see Rod Hicks getting the lineup. He got his start because John Ford had to sit for the first half for suspension from the week before. So, him to have 10 tackles. And so that's encouraging. And then, it was disappointing. You hate that from injury-wise, see Takeem to go out. Still waiting to see what his complete status is. But what a great play he makes, on the post there, and you go get a piece of that. So we'll have to adjust there. And then you go to offense in the second half. Very proud of those offensive line, the kids, as far as there were some 0 pressures there, and we're still handing the ball off, and they're getting pushed, and Peyton Logan's finding the seam and coming out a couple of them. And Keon made a couple key plays. To have a 20-play drive with 9 minutes left on the clock and leave them 35 seconds, then to get the little touchdown pass in the end zone, good play by Keon, good play by Peyton Logan. You wish it would have stopped right there, but we left 35 seconds on the clock, so we were very fortunate there with the call. And I still, look at it on video and stuff. I'm not real sure still if it was the right call or incorrect call, but luckily things turned out our way on the field goal, and we got the win.
Last week, you had a pass interference call on the sideline that you got a good explanation.
Yeah.
The one in the middle of the field early where the receiver gets sawed off. What was the explanation you got?
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that guy's explanation on that one. He just said there was no pass interference. That's not good enough. We need to know. Matter of fact, I think when we did get it back from the head official, he said he would have supported a pass interference call on that one. So you were right, and I was right. Okay, because I don't think maybe the guy didn't do it on purpose, but him falling down and tripping us up prevented us from making a big play. And he's got to have better body control on that. But that was unfortunate. That could have been a big play.
You talked about your guys picking each other up during the game.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the attitude in the locker room at halftime. What was said? What kind of adjustment were made?
I don't, to be honest with you, the first thing I do when we come off the field, all right, depending on how we're playing, is I walk right into the locker room. And, doing this for 16 years, sometimes there's some frustration, how we're playing. It wasn't like that. There was some calmness, going on. And I think it was more of, hey, defensively, we knew we were in a good place, okay, as long as we tackled well. But it was offensively, hey, come on, guys, look, we got to find a way. Then you sit down as an offensive staff and you go through and say, okay, this is what we have a chance to make work. You make little notes on your call sheet, right? But you got what you got. You can't reinvent anything. Okay, and what are we good at, and what can we attack this defense with? Then you meet with the players and you say, okay, we're getting the ball this first half. Okay, what are this first drive, this second half? Okay, we got to be able to move the football here and change the momentum of the game. And Keon gives you a lot of calmness. Okay, whether he's playing well or whether he's made a mistake, and the players believe in him, the coaches believe in him, and and it just kind of steamrolled from there.
Jason James used to be the men's basketball coach at UTM. Told me one time that you don't lose any game, you never win any games in the first quarter, but you can sure lose them.
Yeah.
Will you explain the psychology, if you can, not to get in Coach Walton's head?
Yeah.
But the reason not to take the extra point in the first quarter after the Big Six first one for two.
Yeah. I mean, I think every coach has their philosophy. That's just not my philosophy, okay? But I would think that the reason you do that is you say, hey, players, I believe in you, and, we're going to go for it for two. And it is a huge – if you get it, there is a huge, lift of the spirits or momentum, right? Now it's 8-0 on that scoreboard. I get that. I understand that. But for us, it's just we're going to kick the extra point. We're going to take the 7 that early in the game to keep our numbers, where they need to be. And this time it worked out in our favor, and because that was the point that they needed.
You've had guys banged up all throughout the season, but you've continually had guys step up. Randy Fields made that huge conversion late in that game. You talked about post-game how proud of guys continually to step up. It's part of your recruiting process and how that's gone. But could you kind of speak to where those guys are and how the players have developed and stepped up?
Yeah, and I'm proud for Randy from the standpoint of, he made one big fourth down conversion, and then he had a big play there on the last drive. So that was good. I hope it's good for his confidence. I hope it's good for Keon to be able to, develop some trust with him like he had in Colton Dowell. Now, he needs to play better. There were some missed opportunities, some busted assignments, some routes he needs to win on. So those things need to improve this week. But yeah, that's encouraging to see. I mean, then you see a guy like Gene play a bigger role than he does sometimes with some other guys in there, even though he's an established player. So everybody had a little, creates different opportunities for other people. Hopefully we can get Zoe back this week, and that can be a, shot in the arm for the offense. But no, that's good for Randy. He needed that, and it was good to see him contribute in the win.
Got a lot of seniors you're honoring today. A lot of program guys, and I know that means a lot to you. Kind of talk about those guys, especially 6-year guys that didn't have their senior day last year. That you're really looking forward to.
I told you right. I think there was like 13 of them or something, and there'll be. I think Takeem's going to go ahead and getting into physical therapy schools. So I think there may be 14 in this class. With 7 of them being 6-year guys, 6 or 7 6-year guys that have been here. That's huge. Those kids have been with us a long time. I told the team last night, you got 12 quarters of football left of this regular season, all right? You've accomplished some cool things. There's some other things out there for you, but I want this week to be about these seniors and their last time to play here at Hardy Graham. That's what I want the focus to be on this week. It's our last home game, but it's the last time that those kids have a chance to be in a regular season in our locker room and, celebrate together. And that's what the focus on is this week, is the motivation, if you needed some. But that's what, that's my emphasis for sure. And those kids have been from Rodney Williams and Fufu and David DeBose and Corbin Harmon and Austin Pickett. Peyton Logan's a 5th-year guy. There's some good players. Donnell Williams, those some good players, and got a lot of great memories of those kids. And I'd like nothing more to see them get them one more win here at Hardy Graham.
Talk a little bit about the challenge at Tennessee State. They came in with a very good challenge defense, and coming off of a pretty good win over Murray State.
Yeah.
Where they held them all. Let's talk a little bit about
Yeah, you know, I know y'all get tired of hearing me say it every week, right? But what happens is when your schedule unfolds, right, and you see a team for the first time, they're the best. They're the best team we've played so far. You know, besides the FBS opportunity that we had early, but they by far are. They've won 4 in a row, 5 of the last 6. You know, defensively, they're big, they're strong, they're fast. They've got a you know, very sound scheme. Very you know, so there's no free, you know, there's no free yards there. Offensively, they got, you know, arguably the best running back in the league and a big offensive line. The quarterback's playing real well. So it creates a lot of challenges. So, you know, 2 good teams matched up. You know, I don't know if I haven't met Coach George or any of the guys on their staff, but you can tell on tape they're getting coached very well, and they've got a good plan, and kids have balled in. And so, you know, I think these are two of the best teams in the league playing this week, and luckily we're home.
How do you keep your kids from Stargate? I mean, it's no
Oh,
secret that George is
yeah.
a big name in the state of Tennessee. And
Yeah.
How do you keep them from doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've even thought about that. I think everybody's got so much at stake, you know, for the game. You know, who knows? Maybe they'll play hard and hope that he recognizes talent. I guess I don't know. Never really thought about it.
Coach, there's something obviously special about this team.
Mm.
What's the difference between this team and teams you've had in the past?
You know, this is similar to the 06 team. You know, this is the 08, we had a really good team. In 12, we had a good team. You know, when you're the older players have done a great job. They're not only good players, but they do a good job leading by example. Things are important to them, and it's not fake energy, and it's not fake, you know, caring for their teammates. Okay, and that's one of the last things we left the field last night. You know, we don't have any great cute slogans and all that kind of stuff, right? That doesn't fit my personality. Every year there may be something that we concentrate on that we know as a football team we need to grow in that area. But it's pretty genuine, the care that they have. And I said, watch our sideline copies of kids, you know, supporting each other and motivating each other. You know, they can get after each other at times, but they're not going to let anybody else get after their teammates. So I tell you, that's their strength. And then you put the recipes of the offensive line's gotten better. You know, a quarterback that has great, you know, this guy's tremendous leadership skills, and then you add a Yabi into the mix. So there's a lot of things from a talent standpoint. We've had good players before, but I think it's the mixture of the persona that they create and the chip on their shoulder when they play every week, and, you know, proud, you know, West Tennessee kids, even though they're from, you know, all over the country, all right, but they've created a identity for themselves here, and that's kind of where we hang our hat.
You assess Malcolm Miller's performance?
Yeah. He did well. He really did. And what I'm proud on that is that, you know, Malcolm hadn't played a whole lot up to this point, but he started for us. Spot started over the years. But his really sense of urgency, you know, and straining. You know, we talk about straining with technique, and I thought he really did that. Hopefully we'll get Lamar back. And, you know, now that gives us a little bit more depth. But very proud of Malcolm and his, you know, getting an opportunity and being part of the win.